Welcome to our second exercise of Microsoft Access database, and the question says that the management of the head juice company would like to create a database to manage the delivery of fruits. Open in database program and create a database named Juicy Fruit in the next exam folder. Okay, so we are going to create the tables named farmers, fruits and fruit transact in the database created in here and enter the data in the respective tables. So you can see that we have the three tables, which is the farmers, the fruit tables, and the fruit transact table. Then we have the questions, which says that you set an appropriate primary key for the farmers and the fruits tables. Then we will also be able to create a relationship between the tables. So you need to check on the primary key. When you create the table, you just set the primary key in order to avoid repetition of going back to the table design. So we are first going to come up with a database which is named Juicy Fruit. Therefore, I go to my folder, then I right click and I press new, then I click Microsoft Access Database, then I'll be able to type that name, which is Juicy Fruit. Let me rename, I call it Juicy Fruit. After that, you click enter to save, then you click enter again on your keyboard to open the Microsoft Access program. Therefore, you can click close and you can enable the content. After that, you can maximize. After that, we are going to create the three tables, and we are going to start with the first table, which is farmers. So you can see that we have the field name farmer code and the field name farmer name. In these tables, we have not been provided with the data types, so we are going to first come up with a table whereby we will have the farmer code and the farmer name. That will be able to come up with that table such that we can be able to fill that data. Therefore, I go back to my Access program, then I click on create, then we click on table design. Then you can realize that we have the field name and we have the data type. So the first field name is farmer code, so you type farmer code. Then we have the farmer name, so we just type farmer name. So when we have this data, we should save the table as farmers. We need to set a primary key for this table. Remember that we said a primary key is a unique identifier, a field with unique characters. Therefore, when you have farmers, a table with farmers, we can have farmers having similar name, but each farmer will have a unique farmer code. Therefore, we make the farmer code the primary key by right clicking on the farmer code, then we press primary key. Then we can close to save, say yes, then we write the table name, which is farmers, and we press OK. So we are done with the first table, that is for the farmers. After the first table, we can create the second table for the fruits, which has the fruit code, the fruit name, and the price. Therefore, we go back to that program, we click on create, then we click on table design. Then I can be able to write the fruit code. I can write the fruit name, then I write the price. So when we have the fruits, we can every fruit will have a unique fruit code. Therefore, we make the fruit code the primary key for this table you just right click and we click primary key. So when we have the price, remember that price is about money and that is currency. Therefore we use in data type, which is currency. You just click on the data type, then you can choose currency. Then when you choose currency, you click down here on format, you click the arrow on the right side and you choose standard to make sure that, because when you use currency it will have a dollar sign, but you only need the general number or the normal numbers, so we use a standard. Then we have the decimal places. If you look at the information provided, we have data which has 2 decimal places, therefore you just click 2. Then you can right click on the table and click save. Then we save our table as fruits. Then we press OK. I have first saved there so that I will be able to rectify the price. Even when you apply the standard format, it still remains currency. Therefore you go back again to the format and you change it again to standard to make sure that it has a standard format for the price. Then after that you can be able to close. Then we save. After that we have the third table, which is the fruit transact. You can see that it has the farmer code, the fruit code, the date delivered, number delivered, and number spoiled. So when we are having the data types, any field name which has a field name as date, then the data type should always be date and time. When we have the field name as number, then automatically we should have a data type which is number. Therefore we go back to our program, then we go to create, and we create that table by writing those particular titles, the first one being the farmer code, the fruit code. Remember, no spacing, you just write as it is. You only space if it is necessary, you only space where it is necessary. Then we have the number delivered, then we have number spoiled. So we have the field names and we have the data type. We're saying that when you use the date as the field name, then you change the data type and you make it date and time. If you use the number, then the values should have a data type which is number, as well as this one you use the data type which is number. So for this table, because almost all the fingers that we have are similar to each other, we are not going to apply the primary key for this specific table, the fruit transact table. Therefore we just close without having any primary key. So you say yes, then we write fruit transact, then you press OK. So we are being told there is no primary key defined. So they ask you, do you want to create a primary key now? If you say yes, it will generate a primary key for you. But for us, we don't need a primary key. Therefore you press no. So we have the 3 tables. So we are now going to fill in this information. We are going to fill in the data for each specific table, and we are going to begin with the first one, which is the farmers table. So you just double click the farmers, you open it, then we key in that information. So you key in the information which is provided for each specific table. So I'm done with the first one. I just close it and it is saved automatically. Then I double click the fruit table and I key in that data. So you make sure that you don't make any mistakes. You key in the information as it is provided. So just write and it applies automatically because we applied a currency which has standard value with 2 decimal places. So just write the value and the decimal places applies automatically. So we are done with the second table. You can close it. Then you double click the third table and open it. Then you can be able to fill that data. So I'll key in the information very fast. So make sure that you don't make any mistakes. You just key in the information as it is provided for you to have accurate figures and accurate outcome. So you just key in that data as it appears. So just key in the data as it is provided. That will be able to do the provided questions. So you make sure you fill in the data as it appears. You simply key in that information into the tables. So this is what we call Microsoft Office Access database. It is very easy to use. Once you get used to it, you realize that it is simple and very easy to use. That is how we use the database to fill in the data. So I'm done with the third table. I can close it. So after filling the data for the three tables, we are now requested to create a relationship between the tables because we had already set the primary keys for the farmers and the fruits table. So we are going to create a relationship between the tables. Therefore you click on create. Now because we want to create a relationship, we'll go to the database tools, then we click on relationships, we select the three tables, then we add and close. So we link the fields with similar field name. For instance, we have the farmer code, which is similar to farmer code. So you drag it, then you click create, then you long press the fruit code and you drag it to fruit code, then you press create. So after that you can close to save, click yes. So we have created the relationship between the three tables. After that we have the next question, which says create a query to display the field farmer name, fruit name and number delivered, and save the query as fruit supply. Therefore we are going to click create, then we use the query design to create a query or to retrieve information from different tables. So you click query design, you highlight the three tables, then you click add, then you close. So they say create a query to display farmer name, therefore you double click the farmer name, then fruit name, you double click the fruit name, then number delivered, you double click the number delivered to have those three field names. After that we click on run to display or to retrieve that data from different tables, and you can see that we have the farmer name, the fruit name and the number that they delivered. After that you can close and save. Say yes. We are told to save it as fruit supply, therefore we just write fruit supply as the query name and we press OK. So that is our query. After that we are requested to create a report for the query created and save the report as fruit supply rep. So you just click on that query that you created, then you click on create, then you press report to generate the report for the query that we have just retrieved. After generating the report, you just close and save, press yes. We are told to name it fruit supply report or fruit supply rep, then we press OK. So that is it. We have our table and they are already saved automatically. So that is the end of our second exercise on the Microsoft Access database. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you so much. We'll meet in the next exercise. Bye.